Hey everyone, welcome back to Room 237, coming at you with sort of a discussion video. And before I begin, I just want to say right off the bat, I'm not trying to change anyone's mind. I'm not trying to say anyone's opinion is wrong, and you must think of things this way to have the right opinion. But the Joker movie has been out for a little over 2 weeks now. And it's doing great, making a lot of money, which actually I'll get into that. That's a whole other discussion, but and people are really liking it. Even people who didn't have hopes for it before are totally digging it after seeing it. And some people don't like it, and that's fine. All film or art in general is going to be subjective. Not one thing is going to be loved or hated by everyone. But, and that's totally fine. If you saw Joker and you did not like it as a movie, that's perfectly fine. That's a valid opinion. But one thing that kind of confuses me is because I see a lot of posts and comments on various Batman fan pages on Facebook and whatnot. People who are disappointed in the Joker film because for various reasons. One, you didn't get to see Joker very much in the film. Like the last few minutes. The fact that they're upset that Joker didn't have the hand buzzers or the acid spraying lapel flower, razored edge playing cards, or that it wasn't connected to any comic book or to any movie before it or any movie coming in the future. And that's sort of my confusion. It's like, how, like, if you don't like the film, that's fine, but I have a hard time wrapping my head around how you can be disappointed by a film since day one. Ever since this movie's been greenlit and it's been talked about, filmmaker Todd Phillips, star Joaquin Phoenix, it has been said that this is not a comic book movie. This is not the Joker that you've known from comics, previous films, or animation. It's not anything like that. And it is a stand-alone film that's not connected to any movie before or since. It's not going to be connected to Robert Pattinson's Batman film or anything. And how this is a character study. It's more about a realistic but plausible, whether it be in the comics, like to the character, or plausible in real life, how someone with mental illness, but I don't think it's limited to that, with this kind of life, could become Joker. That's what this movie was. It was more akin to Taxi Driver. It's supposed to be like Taxi Driver meets King of Comedy meets the character of Joker, without any comic book influence whatsoever. So, this has been a fairly high-profile film. A lot of people have been talking about it. Obviously, anything sort of comic-related, even though it's not inspired or based on any comic, it's still a comic character, there's gonna be a lot of buzz around it. And then, of course, there's the controversies around it, like what, like the hardcore left has thought, with how dangerous it is. That's a whole other discussion. So it's been talked about. You don't have to be one of those people that really follows Hollywood to know what the angle is from the filmmakers. And, it's, even though that's been said, like, it's not like this movie said it was something else, or, I could understand being upset that Joker is not these things, that, I guess, put a name on it, that, I could see being disappointed that this film is not Jack Nicholson's Joker. If they had said in Hollywood buzz or interviews or even in the trailers and marketing that, this is the Joker you've been waiting for. This is a culmination of everything you've ever loved about this character. And then we got this film. That I could see being, disappointed by, and seeing a lack of what we know from the Joker not being present. And so, it's no secret that, this was going to be a very different, grounded, original take on the character. And then the another aspect is people who are upset or disappointed that the Joker didn't become fully realized until the end. Well, it's because it's a character study. It's more about what will drive a person to become this. That's why we only got a little bit of a taste of who fully realized Joker is at the end. It would kind of be mad. It would kind of like being disappointed in Taxi Driver. Like, say you thought, oh, it's this guy that works as a cabbie. He goes crazy and goes around killing people. And then being disappointed that it's more about the descent into madness, and you just get, crazy Travis Bickle killing people in the last few minutes of the film. And then, people are mad that, we didn't get to see Batman. It's like, this, again, is not a comic book movie. It was never intended to, set up anything for Batman. I mean, that could all be left up to us to decide, I guess. And also, I really don't get the disappointment in why it doesn't connect to any other film. I mean, in the world of extended universes in film, is it really too hard to accept that we could have a movie that is completely on its own? That we could watch a movie that has a beginning, a middle, and an ending, and and then just put it away by itself, not have to be like, well, I wonder what the next film is going to do. How is this, like, why is he not going to fight Robert Pattinson? Because I have seen some stuff about people upset that it doesn't connect to anything else. It's like, you can have standalone films. It's not that difficult. And then how this is something that I think transcends personal opinion. And I'm not trying to sound, pretentious or pompous or say that your opinion is wrong. I just think this is one of those things that opinion doesn't really matter in this. People say that Joaquin Phoenix isn't Joker. He doesn't count. He doesn't qualify. He shouldn't be compared to other ones. He's just not the Joker. Okay, but he is. I mean, just because he's not, his skin is normal and he wears makeup, or he wears a red suit instead of a purple one, or he doesn't have, gruesome party tricks, or, he didn't fall into a tank of chemicals, or anything like that. I mean, it's an Elseworlds story. It may not have the Elseworlds emblem on the film, but that's what it is. It's an alternate Earth. Which, perfect example, it would be like getting mad at Batman Earth 1, which is an alternate Earth story where Batman is, it's his first year. He is not good at crime fighting. He falls down a lot. He gets beat up a lot. He's not good with his gadgets. He doesn't have good detective skills, but he has to grow and learn. Or getting mad that him and Alfred fight. Or that in Volume 2, Harvey Dent isn't Two-Face, someone else is, I think we should give a little bit of a leeway to Elseworlds or alternate Earth stories. I mean, doesn't mean that just because it's that different doesn't mean it's good, but I don't think we should totally dismiss it. I mean, hell, in Thrill Killer, Joker's a woman. So, I mean, that's different. It's still the Joker. In Flashpoint, Martha Wayne is Joker. Does she not count? And just building upon that, if he has to have the hand buzzer and the acid lapel and be the very Jack Nicholson-y, Cesar Romero kind of Joker, does that mean Heath Ledger and Jared Leto does not count? Because I know if people love one, they hate the other, generally speaking. So now I throw in both of them because neither one of them are like that. Neither one of them are that kind of Joker. So does that mean Heath Ledger isn't Joker or Jared Leto isn't because they're not like that? And the funny thing is, it seems like a lot of people that don't like, that say Joaquin Phoenix is not Joker because of A, B, and C. And, those that say Joker has to be this, this, and this, that therefore Joaquin Phoenix does not count, are also the same people that defend Jared Leto and say, well, Joker is the most widely and most differently interpreted character, so, that's just his interpretation. That's just a different version. Which is it? You know what I mean? And then I guess another thing would be, as I started to say at the beginning of the film, the box office numbers. Now, do box office numbers mean everything? That if a movie makes a lot of money, it's a good movie? No. I still think it's in the top 3 most highest grossing movies ever, but Avatar, I'm not a fan of Avatar. I thought it was kind of boring. I didn't enjoy it as a movie. That said, I know people are really happy that Joker is making a lot of money. The detractors of this film are like the fact that Joker is beating a lot of MCU films. It has already beaten Zack Snyder's films, which, heaven forbid anything go against Zack Snyder, man. I've tangled with those fans, the sons of the Snyder. They don't like their shit messed with. But, it beat BVS and Justice League. And does that mean Joker's a better movie, by and large? No. That is still subjective. But, where box office numbers do come into play is Joker, its box office numbers have continued to grow. Therefore, reviews, word of mouth, and people going to see it because of that, and people going back for repeat viewings are continuing to happen. Whereas movies like BVS and Justice League opened up strong, but then tanked after the first or second week because word of mouth and reviews and everything was not as good. You did get more people going to see it. You did get people going back to see it multiple times. At least not as much. That aspect is unavoidable. So, that's just that part in a nutshell. So ultimately, if you dislike the film just because you didn't like the film, I can see that. I mean, I thought it was a great movie. But if you didn't like it, that's your opinion, and you're entitled to it, and I'm not going to say anything bad about you. As much as this fandom probably fucking wants me to. It's like, this is comic fandom. Someone has a different opinion, you tell them they're wrong. Yeah, no. I'm not like that. But, you know, I just do want to kind of understand where the people who are disappointed because the Joker is not like any previous incarnation, or why, you know, I had a conversation with someone who was mad because it wasn't based on the Killing Joke. And I think he was like a young kid too, like he was in his teens. So okay. But you know, he was like, I just want to see live action Killing Joke, and this wasn't it. I'm like, well, it never intended to be, so you can't be pissed at that. Or, you know, because he didn't have the hand buzzers and he wasn't the comic book Joker. This movie never tried to. In fact, it tried to separate itself from that completely. It's an Elseworlds story. So, you know, you kind of... I don't really want to tell you what you can and can't be disappointed about, but at the same time, you know, if you went into it thinking you were going to get like a Jack Nicholson movie, it's kind of on you, because it has been said many times, this is not that kind of movie. Anyway, you know, I just wanted to make a video defending the film, because it's a film that I really liked. It's one that I wanted to see for months, ever since the trailer came out. I know I sound all stuffy, I sound stupid. And if people don't have a good argument, that's probably all they're going to point out. So, and, you know, I still see people talking about how, you know, this is not a good film because it's not comic book Joker. It's not connected to Batman. He's not going to beat Robert Pattinson. So, and then, you know, there are some people that just feel like you can't believe everything Hollywood tells you. You know, just because they say, ooh, it's not a comic book movie, should we believe it? Since they gave us exactly what they told us we were going to get, yeah, I think it's safe to say. So yeah, a little video of me defending the film and just trying to explain the obvious. Not to insult anybody's intelligence. That happens to me every time I say I don't like Zack Snyder. You obviously don't read comics. You obviously didn't read Dark Knight Returns. Yeah, fuck you, I didn't. Fuck you, I don't read comics. It's possible to not like Zack Snyder and still read comics. But anyway, so yeah. I mean, this movie is supposed to be different. It was supposed to be Elseworld, alternate Earth, its own entity, its own interpretation, its own original fabrication. And that's exactly what it was. So, I really don't get what all the disappointment is that it's not classic Joker. But anyway, again, not trying to change anyone's mind, not trying to assault anyone's intelligence. I'm sure I'm going to get a ration of, you know, comic book Antifa shit that I always get when I speak my opinion. But anyway, thank you for watching.